as one of the drivers of economic growth in this country. We all know the contribution of tea to our economy. So I've just explained that in line with the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, or better if you like. Now, in the financial year 23-24, the government implemented a number of interventions specifically for the tea subsector, which included provision of processing equipment to tea cooperatives and establishment of a tea value addition hub and promotion of investment into the hub, export market development and export promotion, and provision of fiscal incentives and establishment of warehouses for value-added tea in key development markets. So these are reforms that are ongoing. I've also indicated how much tea has been contributing to our economy. Export earnings, I've already also explained how much we are getting in terms of export earning contributed by tea subsector. So in the financial year 25-26, as outlined in our budget policy statement of 2025, the government will be executing the following key intervention to further boost the tea subsector, and that is already enumerated: value addition, market development, farmer support. So these are explanations about what the government is doing, and infrastructure, putting up infrastructure, especially like in Dongo Kundu, special economic zone, and constructing research and development facilities for tea. So coming back to the question, where I was asked to explain or provide a breakdown of all taxes and levies imposed throughout the entire tea supply chain, I want to say that tea subsector benefits from numerous tax incentives, in fact, that supports its growth and sustainability, making it a thriving subsector. So this subsector is one of the subsectors that is actually cushioned, that is actually enjoying incentives, as opposed to getting to a sector that is subjected to additional taxes. So there is no VAT. I've just explained some of the exemptions or tax incentives, especially on VAT. I have said that there is no VAT charged at this level, at the farming level for tea. There is no VAT on inputs such as fertilizers. There is no, there is agricultural services are exempt from VAT. Agricultural farming tractors are exempt from VAT. I've also indicated that imported agricultural machinery used for land preparation are duty-free, but only attract VAT at 16%. Railway development levies at 2%. IDF is at 2.5% of the customs value. Tea processing, 100% investment deduction by tea factories located outside the cities of Nairobi, Mombasa, or Kisumu are also exempt. In fact, I think we should now add Eldoret and Nakuru, although there is also a thinking that we should remove this requirement at all of only cities, because cities are becoming many, and again, we feel it is unfair to the cities. Machinery used for tea processing is currently duty-free under EAC common tariff, external tariff. Income of an entity, including tea processing factories, are charged corporation tax at the rate of 30% like any other factory. Processed tea sold in the domestic market is subjected to VAT at 16%. Transportation services on unprocessed tea are exempt from VAT, and processed green tea is VAT exempt, and locally purchased tea for value addition before exportation is zero rated. Marketing and distribution. Under marketing, tea brokerage services enjoy exemption from VAT. Locally purchased tea for value addition before exportation is zero rated. So, Honorable Speaker, manufacturers of packaging materials locally for uses by exporters of locally produced goods such as tea and horticultural products import raw materials duty-free under the EAC duty remission scheme. Packaging materials of all goods, including packaging for tea, also attract 16% like any other. Imported packaging materials attract excise duty at the 25% of the excise value, but I will give the latest information about that. Various government agencies charges fees or levies for services rendered to producers or manufacturers. Now, but I want to just point out, Honorable Speaker, two things. That in the finance bill of 2025, we have done two things. Number one, we are proposing to exempt packaging materials used for tea and coffee from VAT. This exemption will only apply when packaging materials are imported or locally purchased, with a recommendation from the Cabinet Secretary responsible for agriculture, given that the use of these materials isn't exclusive to coffee and tea packaging. This measure aims to protect these crucial sectors while also safeguarding government revenue. But the second thing that we have done is under custom duty. On the custom side, Mr. Speaker, last year, Kenya was granted a stay of application of the ESC Common External Tariff on certain paper products to apply a higher duty rate of 25 to 35% to support domestic packaging materials. However, this negatively impacted exporters, such as the tea industry. To address this, Kenya did not request an extension of the stay of application of the ESC Common External Tariff on these paper products during this year's ESC pre-budget consultations, which I led in Arusha. And actually now, Mr. Speaker, I want to report that we have gone back to the ESC CET rates of 10% like any other country in the East African region. On question number 35B, what specific taxation measures is the ministry planning to implement in the financial year 25-26 to eliminate double taxation and other necessary taxes that overburden farmers and stakeholders in the tea industry? I wish to respond as follows. I would like to clarify that there is no double taxation in the tea subsector. As regards to specific tax measures for the coming financial year, we are currently reviewing submissions from the public, but we have already reviewed the submissions from the public anyway. I think this answer should be amended to read that we have already considered and have just read some of the steps that we are taking to reduce taxation, which would support the tea subsector. So I have mentioned that the various incentives. I don't want to repeat them again. I want to go straight to 35C, Mr. Speaker. Could the Cabinet Secretary outline the challenges faced in previous attempts to eliminate some of these taxes and levies on tea and explain action taken to address them? I wish to respond as follows. While there may be challenges affecting the tea subsector, Honorable Speaker, the national government continues to extend numerous incentives to the subsectors outlined above. From consultation with the regulations in the tea subsector, various actions by various government entities are ongoing to address the burden of the fees or levies in the tea subsector. Some of these measures include enactment of Tea Act 2020, which reduced the management fee payable by tea factories from 2.5% to 1.5%, thus saving tea farmers approximately 1 billion annually from management fee to Kenya Tea Development Authority. There is the ad valorem levy of 1% of the customs value of exported teas, which was scrapped in 2016. The agricultural produce cess of 1% of green leaf was also scrapped in 2016, saving quite significant amount. And since July 2016, the government replaced the levy scrapped with a government grant to fund operations of Tea Research Institute and Tea Board of Kenya, which support the tea industry development programs such as research in tea, trade promotion, and market development, amongst others. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, Kenya's tea industry remains a vital pillar of our economy, supporting millions of livelihoods and contributing significantly to national development. Through the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, the government is committed to strengthening the tea value chain to ensure sustainable growth. I thank you.
Honorable Senator James Morango, you may ask your 2 supplementary questions.
Asante sana, Mstahiki Spika. Mstahiki Spika, swali langu la kwanza zilikuwa kwa takwimu waziri aweze kupeana zile anda na kondi zote ambazo zinalipwa na wakulima majani chai. Mstahiki Spika, nimeona amejibu na kusema venye serikali inafanya ambayo ni sawa, lakini jibu langu hakujibu. Mstahiki Spika, kulingana na nakala niko nazo, mkulima majani chai kutoka mbunge la kitaifa, kutoka serikali kuu mpaka zile za ugatuzi, analipa anda na kulipa kondi tofauti 42. Na nilipokuwa mwenyekiti wa kamati ya ukulima, tulikuwa tumekaa chini na kuwa tumeelewana kwamba serikali itajaribu kupunguza hizi. Lakini kwa sababu ambazo sijaelewa, waziri hakuziweka wazi. Kwa hivyo ningetaka kusema Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa swali hilo sikuridhika na majibu ambayo waziri amepeana siku ya leo. Kwa sababu Mstahiki Spika, nilikuwa natarajia kama ni taasisi ama halmashauri ya kuokota kondi. Inaokota kondi zaidi ya 5 hapa. Ukiangalia halmashauri ya NEMA ina kondi inaokota. Ukiangalia kama ni taasisi yafa kuna kondi inaokota. Ili tuweze Mr. Speaker kujibu swali